Morning. It's 6:30. Beautiful sunrise again. I can't sleep. I just love being up and out early on a bright day like this. It's fresh today. It's a bit chilly, but love it. I mean, you can say they're manipulating the weather, but when they're giving us summers like this, I mean, it rained yesterday, but basically we've had no rain for weeks and there's nothing on the long range forecast. So, you know, it might be that no one's going to eat in a couple of years' time. But right now, I don't mind. It's basically lockdown weather, isn't it? It's amazing. Isn't it weird that they locked down the whole nation for 2 months and the weather was phenomenal? So nobody minded being at home. And it was March and April. And this March and April, it was freezing cold. Imagine if they tried to do lockdown when it was freezing cold and wet. Wouldn't have worked, would it? Do you ever think about that? I think about that a lot because it's very, very important. You know, lest we forget and all that, you know, we all go on about VE Day. Yeah, all that stuff's important, but I think it's actually more important that we don't forget what was done to us during peacetime, during COVID. God, I didn't mean for that to be quite the rant that it is. Good morning. I have to ignore the Villa mug. Belongs to my son. Right, so the vents, ignore those because they're really ugly, and the rail and the fact that it's still green here. What I'm doing today is just taking off bits of old paint. I mean, this paint wasn't even me. And just cleaning all the way along the awning until it looks like that. There you go. That's nice, isn't it? Beautiful Saab down there. I'm just listening to some music, having a cup of tea on the roof and watching the world wake up around me. And do you know what? I'm really happy. It's really important to take little moments in life if you can. I like my moments up here. Checking it is filming because I've stuck it in the air vent. I like my moments up here on my own. I know this is going to sound pathetic, but maybe we get stuck musically in a certain era from our youth, you know? So I do listen to a lot of, like, when I was at high school, and without wishing to turn this video into a Jeff Bears All counselling session, I hated high school with a passion. And I hated everything about high school. And I hated all of the things that my contemporaries at high school liked because I hated them. So they were all Aston Villa supporters. So I hated Aston Villa just because that's what everybody else was doing. And I wanted so desperately to be different. I so desperately wanted to not be the same as everybody else. My friend at the time lived down in Cornwall and we would speak on probably AOL Messenger. And I was so jealous that he was able to go surfing after school. So because most of my friends were listening to British music, something just fell over. I kind of defaulted to, I was an American emo kid, you know? So I listened to a lot of American punk rock, but not the hardcore punk rock, the more emo stuff that was bred out of Nirvana. Your Death Cab for Cuties and your Fall Out Boy, Jimmy Eat World, all that sort of stuff. And I listen to it now, my wife's like, your music is so depressing. Why did you listen to this? And it's like, I don't know whether was the music depressing because I was depressed. Is depressing music a product of what came first, basically, the depressing music or the depression? And we know that the answer is the depression. But it's interesting, like when I go back to a lot of that music from the early 2000s, it's all about life, dreams, and girls. And I think this is quite important because in the old days, I've said this before in a video, you didn't have everything in your pocket all of the time. So if there was a girl that you liked at school, you know, you couldn't speak to her after you went home from school unless you lived next door. So what you did was you thought about her and you maybe picked up a musical instrument and wrote a song about the way you were feeling about her. And even if the song and the words that you come up with are totally detached from real life, she might not even like you. And the problem is, with social media these days, you'd know whether she likes you or not. I mean, these days, you've probably already seen her arsehole by this point. But back then it's like, oh, I like this person. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 6 months almost talking to them, and then I'm going to write a song about them. I'm going to get my mates together in the garage when there's nothing to do on an evening, and we're going to form a band, and we're going to perform this song that I've written about this girl that probably doesn't even like me. And then suddenly you've got music and feelings and real life. Whereas today, with social media, I just feel like we've lost so much of that. And when I have these conversations with my kids, I feel very fortunate to have grown up in the generation that I've grown up in, because I understood both sides of it. Because the early parts of most of my teenage years, phones were either not around. Well, you know, when I was in year 7, I had a Motorola M3788, which, if you remember those, took 4 AA batteries. You never sat messing on your phone. You went, oh, I've got a phone, and that was it. It never came out again. Whereas the kids today have got access to everything they want all the time. And I don't just mean being able to access things that they shouldn't for their age bracket. I mean, like, they don't have a chance to dream, because they don't have time to wonder. Because you never have that moment to go, oh, I wonder if she does like me. I wonder if, you know what I mean? Because it's all there on social media anyway. It's all there right in front of you. And you can always just send her a WhatsApp and be like, oh, do you like me? Oh, no, I don't actually. Oh, do you like me? Oh, yeah, I do. Here's a picture of my butthole. There's no music in that. There's no growth in that. There's no personal growth. There's no maturity in, oh, I've just realised. This is what, I've gone down a step. This is what Aldous Huxley is talking about in Brave New World. This is all that's it, isn't it? I've just nailed it. In the book Brave New World, sex is just a thing, and they've got this constant gratification, and they've got this drug that they all take called soma, which you know, keeps them happy and compliant all of the time. And I've just realised that maybe there's not going to be a moment when you go, oh, that's what soma is. Look, it's everything. Modern life is Brave New World, essentially. And I can't remember the protagonist's name in Brave New World, but basically he doesn't want anything to do with any of it. He wants to go live in the wilderness and be left alone. And then in the end, he becomes a freak show, and they keep visiting him and annoying him, and they won't leave him alone, and they won't let him live the life that he wants to live. So he kills himself. And it hadn't occurred to me that social media and all these devices and everything that we've got access to, that is soma. That is the constant gratification. And it absolutely is the destruction of the growth of humanity, because art and spirituality, I've just watched a bird land on the back of a sheep. Art and spirituality and beauty, there is an element of them that is born from suffering and curiosity. And I don't mean suffering as in starvation, I mean suffering as in, I've got to go 6 days before I can see, because that's the next time that we're at church together, and I can't speak to her in the meantime. So in that time, I'm going to write poetry. That's what I mean. We don't have that anymore. It's all gone. So are we now going to lose? You then end up losing art and culture and creativity, because the only art and culture and creativity you've got left is forced because people know that it's dying out, so it's not genuine. Wow. But what I was saying before I realised that is, I grew up in a generation where you didn't have a mobile phone. You didn't have access to everything all the time. But I've seen that change, because I know what it was like when I was 17, 18. But even when I was like in my early 20s, you go on a camping trip, your phone was in the car. You were with people. You were making fires. We were probably taking pictures on Sony phones, but we had digital cameras back then. We weren't like, you wouldn't be sat around a fire browsing TikTok to see what everybody else is up to. And I was at an event the other day, and there were a load of teenagers there. It was a family event, and they were all having conversations while scrolling. I was like, you're not even in the room. You're not even in the room because you're in your phone. And I know my wife accuses me of this, because I am always on my phone, because I'm a YouTuber for a living. But hopefully when the motorhome is finished, that'll change, and I'll be able to slow down on all that and be more like we were when we were on holiday. I don't mean holiday, I mean when we were travelling, when we were in Dubai and Malaysia. I'd get up in the morning, get my stuff together to get a video together, publish that by about 1 o'clock our time, which was 9-10 a.m. your time, and then I was able to go out with the family and switch off. When I'm in England, because I don't have a publishing schedule and I'm not organised, it's much easier for me to get distracted in my phone, but also it's much easier for me to get distracted in Facebook Marketplace and buy cars that I don't need, like that Saab that just came up. Cool, I guess that's this morning's video. Let me know what you think. So, yeah, if you haven't read Brave New World, by the way, then you definitely should, because Aldous Huxley was connected to the upper echelons and was essentially in the know as to what was going to come. So, if you want to know what's next, if you haven't taken all of the hints and clues from the various Hollywood productions that we've had over the last few years, like the Hunger Games, the Matrix, you know, all of them, they're all dropping little hints as to what's next. And Keir Starmer's now been attacked in an arson attack, which that'll just be to push digital ID. There's no way. I don't believe any terrorism is real. I really don't. I think it's all false flags, all of it. So there you go. That's this morning's little chat. I'm going to drink my tea's probably gone cold now. Thanks for watching.